how to dump your sewer. When you arrive at your campsite, or maybe before you pull out, you're going to need to dump your sewer. In this bin here, second to the rear on the driver's side, is your sewer connection. You would take out your sewer hose, and you're going to run it to the sewer connection. Now this may look different at your campsite. It may be a white PVC sleeve coming out of the ground with a screw-on cap. If that's the case, you would unscrew that cap, and then the end of your sewer hose pops off, and this will thread on that sewer cap. If not, if it's a setup like this, you're going to go ahead and just stick your sewer cap in there. Make sure you have a friend help you by holding their foot on the end, because you don't want that puppy popping off there while you're dumping your sewer tank. So this hose will stretch up to 20 feet, and you unscrew the bottom of the storage bin, and it gives you a nice little slot. Take your cap off the end of the sewer hose, and then you take your cap off here. Now what you want to be careful for, watch for when you do this, is if anything's leaked by these valves, sometimes you can get a little bit of an unpleasant surprise. Just a couple of drips there. We're going to hope that was all fresh water. So the easiest way that I find is if you take this elbow off, we can install the elbow first on here. Sometimes you'll have to adjust the collar a little bit. And if it points straight down, it's easiest. And then you just twist the fittings on the bottom. And you make sure you feel them click so everything is as tight as possible. Once you're done with that, you're going to clean your black tank first. Black tank is indicated by the black lever. We're going to pull it, let it drain, and you'll be able to see that it's draining out through this clear slot or the elbow on the other side. And then once this tank is done, we'll go ahead and close this and then drain the gray tank out to rinse any of the residual residue out. So right now, Carla's going to go stand on the end. You can see it's already popped off. So I'll line it back up for her. Put it there. Stand on the end. Pull your gray tank, and you can see it go. We also provide for your longer camp stays a sewer hose slide, essentially, and it is tapered to allow flow to go down from one end to the other. And this extends out. One thing, once you're done dumping your tank, we're going to close this, and then we'll open our gray tank to rinse the residual out.
If you don't have enough in your gray tank, you can run some water inside and really try to fill that up a little bit to make sure you have enough to flush.
One other thing is when you're done dumping, even if you're not changing campsites or anything, you want to make sure all these valves are closed, because you can get some smells or residual bugs that fly up there. So always make sure once you're done dumping, and you can tell that by the water running clear on the end, and it'll stop trickling here in a minute, that you're done. So make sure both valves are closed. Then the next trick, usually your campsite's flat so you don't have this big hump in the way, but even on your campsite, what you want to do is pick up the hose, the stinky slinky, and run any residual liquids that are in the hose back to the sewer. Now I can feel that there's still a little bit of liquid that's in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to unscrew this,
We do provide gloves and hand sanitizer right inside the bin there.
You're going to grab
if you're not as brave as Chris.
You're going to grab the end of this, walk it up, and you can feel any extra liquid go down the drain. Then you collapse your sewer hose and put it all back, and you're done. To put your hose holder away, just clamp over the top once it's all bunched up, and it'll go in the rear storage bin. Your sewer hose, excuse me, buddy, will go in here. Make sure all your valves are closed. There's a cap that goes on. That cap locks back on. And then there's a cap on the compartment. Make sure that cap is closed. And sometimes it wants to be a little tricky and not thread back on. Once that's done, you take your sewer hose and you bunch it up as much as possible. And we do have a little cap for one side, so you only have to worry about if anything jumps out at you from the other side. But fold it over on itself, and then tuck it back in. Just like that. And you're all set.
And then you'll want to head inside the camper. Up above the toilet in the storage cabinet up here, we have some of this RV toilet treatment. It's orange, TST Max. You're going to open that up. And you only have to pour like 2 ounces worth. So I just kind of eyeball it. But it's really not much. 2 ounces is like 2 capfuls. And then you're going to want to flush by pushing down on the little flusher here. And then flush again. And then one more time for good measure. And then to keep any stink from coming back up, we like to leave a little water seal. So you'll push down just slightly to let the water stay in but not go down. And that should keep everything smelling fresh and clean.